Me too.
No.
Part 2 because Nick fucked up the whole stream. Damn.
Nick ran over the cable at WrestleMania 17 and knocked out the whole show.
No.
No, it's all good. Nick has gone to bed, but we're still here. It's part 2 of the Dershi Radio Rewind. This is Dershi Radio is war. The first one was just Dershi Radio.
Oh, this is a DSL war zone.
Yeah, now we can say pussy, ass, and dick.
Yeah.
But no.
No fuck though. No fuck.
Part 2. Let's try it again. Now we have to start from the beginning. So AEW All Out. No. We didn't have much left to talk about, but we did still have some things to talk about. In particular, I wanted to bring up a funny story that came out during the week. Well, it starts off as a pretty good story. You hear that AEW has given Swerve a brand new contract, and it's negotiated to be one of the biggest contracts in the history of the company, and one of the bigger contracts in the company today, in particular, because they've done a few biggest in the history of the company this year. Thanks to Okada and Monet. But Swerve is coming ranked in right next to them. Daniel Garcia also negotiated for a new contract. Now, while I don't suspect that he's going to be getting paid quite as much as Swerve, I think that he has gotten a significant pay bump because, as it turns out, both of the offers that they got made WWE feel kind of funny. WWE feeling like AEW is offering them too much and fucking up the game.
Not the game.
Really funny stuff. Essentially, they've dictated the market value for 20 years now, and someone else is here making those decisions. Am I a white box to you guys?
A gray circle.
Yeah, gray circle. Yeah.
Whatever. Right. I am a white box on my screen.
You are the HAL 9000.
But yeah, no, they've been dictating the market value on wrestlers for the last 20 years, and now AEW comes around, and I think it's so much funny because they have no context of what goes on in that company. They don't know how valuable Swerve is to them, how valuable Daniel Garcia is to them. They see from the outside, they see what they would book as a mid card. They would book as somebody on the bottom of the card in NXT, and they think that, well, now we can't pay this guy NXT rates. Now you're fucking up my game. I think that wrestlers getting paid the most money possible is a great thing. I think people compare it to WCW to be obtuse, to be assholes on purpose, but I don't think when something like Swerve's contract compares to paying Lanny Poffo to sit home.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But what did you think of WWE's reaction to these new contracts? I guess I'll ask Greg.
Yeah, as far as the alleged story goes, I think it's very interesting that they were just like, that's a lot of money. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we agree with this value. It's just like of course you don't. You've never had to worry about what you're paying anybody who isn't a top guy. Because they had nowhere else to go, right? I think it's always a good thing when talent can make money in the industry more places. I don't think there's any downside to that, whether or not you want to be the kind of person who spends their time saying, well, I think I don't think this guy is worth that much. Like, fuck you.
I'm saying it feels almost weird. I feel a little racist. I don't know. No, Mac, what did you think of this story?
So I'm a little bit all over the place when it comes to this because, like, particularly with like Swerve Strickland, like obviously WWE didn't see anything in him and they let him go.
Yeah.
And he came to AEW and he had a little bit of a slow start. Then they put him in the tag team with Keith Lee, and then, now he's been on the run of a lifetime, probably one of, if not the biggest stars in, the industry right now. And then WWE sees his contract coming up and they're like, oh, well, look at the waves he's making over there. Let's throw some money his way. And then Tony Khan's like, nah, fuck that, dude. That's not happening. You had your chance.
Yeah.
And then WWE pouts. They're like, oh, well, we want to, and it's like, nah, dude, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You were the big dog in the industry for 19 years. And now there's another company out there, much like what WCW did. I mean, look, you had Kevin Nash, Diesel, and Razor Ramon, and they jumped to WCW, and they both said they didn't want to, but WWE wasn't offering them the money that they wanted, and WCW was willing to give them a favored nation, saying that nobody in the company besides Hogan can make more money than you, And they gave him less dates, and they gave him, they gave him everything they wanted. So, but like I think a lot of wrestlers also look at the AEW schedule and go, okay, we're not doing house shows. I'm not doing, if it's in that, I'm not doing Collision. I literally have to go to work maybe 2 days. I have to work 2 days a week, maybe Collision and Rampage or whatever. And it extends their career.
It's funny. They kind of got rid of WWE's gotten rid of house shows now. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the next, I think, 90 days, I think they only have 2 live events booked that aren't television tapings. So those wrestlers will be spending quite some time at home now.
I've heard that the wrestlers like the house shows because they get to be themselves.
I mean, wrestlers like house shows as much as anybody else likes the part of the job that isn't the hardest, right? But when they say you can go home, I would much rather go home.
Now,
I would be home.
Now, do you think that is a lateral move because of what AEW does. AEW doesn't run house shows.
I think that's a factor. I don't think that's the catalyst. WWE's been talking about going away from house shows for a long time, even while Vince was around. They this implementing it now is pretty much something they've been working towards for a while, but I'm sure that AEW not having them on their schedule was part of the reason why. But yeah, beyond that, like I said, like you mentioned, Swerve's new contract in particular is set to be on the level of any of the highest people in WWE right now, and he's got less dates. And so like, and he's gonna be guaranteed to be working on top. So like, I don't know, it's a great deal. Yeah. They didn't like that they lost him, but if you think back on the journey of Swerve beyond the stuff that happened on TV, this is loyalty being paid off. Like you said, they probably signed him on a much smaller contract. I mean, the report was that they signed him on a much smaller contract, that he outworked the value. He outvalued his contract. I think part of that comes from, like you said, when the WWE kicked him out and then he started getting some momentum under him, and then Triple H took control of WWE on the other side, and he tried to contact Swerve, bring him back, put him with the Hit Row stuff. And Swerve didn't even acknowledge it. Gave it to the lawyer. Lawyer gave it to Tony Khan. Tony Khan never forgot that. And then Swerve never wasted the opportunities that he was given thanks to his loyalty. It was a combination of that opportunity given to you because of what you did and you stepping up to the plate. So now he's not only gonna reap the benefits of that in AEW over the next, they said until 2028, so 4 years. He's going to be proving himself as a main event wrestler. And then WWE is going to have to come at him again. And they're going to have to offer him not only a big contract, they're going to have to offer Swerve like a fast track to a WrestleMania main event. They're going to have to offer Swerve a world championship opportunity immediately. And that's cool. That's the coolest shit about having AEW, I think. For WWE, WWE fans hate this shit, but you can go to AEW
if it's in writing.
If it's in writing, but that means I'm thinking of somebody like Daniel Garcia, who, if he had signed with WWE right now, would have went to NXT. He stays in AEW right now. He fucking spends the next 4 years getting built up. He's on top of the card, and then WWE comes at him again. He got to get fast tracked to the main roster, and he built himself in a much cooler place.
I mean, I don't like look. Like a lot of people are saying, you know, Okada's only wrestled a certain amount of matches in AEW.
He always was.
He's making like $4 million a year or whatever he's making. And it's like, bro, listen, this guy killed himself in Japan for fucking, 20 years he fucking killed himself in New Japan? The dude deserves to come over here and wrestle sparingly. And he's reinvented his character. Like, his character is completely different from what it was over in Japan. He was always perpetually like the baby face over in Japan, you know? I mean, unless he was like wrestling Tanahashi or somebody like that.
He's a very cocky heel.
He came in as the big cocky heel, rich boy.
Yeah.
But now, you just have people bitching just for the sake of bitching. Like, oh, he's making $4 million a year. He's only defended the title 3 or 4 times. It's like, bro.
That shit don't matter, man. Those pocket watchers. Those are pocket watchers. These are weird people. I don't give a fuck what WWE or AEW's paying Okada. I mean, I'm happy that he's getting paid, but I'm also not hinging my fucking entertainment on how much he's getting paid versus how many minutes he has in the ring. That's not my fucking business.
And look at
a lot of people spend way too much time on that.
It's so weird. I think they just want talking points. They just want to be assholes and have some proof behind them so that there's some depth to their assholiness. But it's not. It just makes you weird. We're even weirder for acknowledging it.
But look at what Mercedes said. You know, Mercedes said, "Oh, I was supposed to come back to WrestleMania 39, but when I was invited to All In, like, I was blown away by the presentation." She goes, and that's made me want to sign with AEW. You know, so it's not always the money.
She watched that. She watched that Raw after Mania 39, and she was like, you know what? Tony Khan and them, they got some good shit going on. No, she made a good choice. Everybody's made good choices here today. I'm very glad Swerve is re-signed for all that money, but I'm even happier that Daniel Garcia stood here because there was no future for him in WWE right now. A little bit of face of NXT on CW for a bit, and then who knows what happens next.
I will say to some degree, I understand the impetus to look at like what somebody like Okada is probably getting paid, and say to yourself, why is somebody being paid that much money not the main event? Like, I understand that correlation, but other than that, for the most part, I don't understand the desire to be like, is this about being paid too much by this company that needs like that's the idea that like, because AEW supposedly needs every dollar they have, we need to pocket watch everything they do.
I just don't think people understand that. I think people mix up the fact that these wrestlers are getting so much money that they should be propelled into the main event right away. That like right after Swerve signed that contract, he should be the champion again. It's like, no, you don't have to do that, dude. You can pay somebody $4 million, $5 million a year, have them at a mid-card to upper mid-card spot for a year or a year and a half, and then send them on like a Swerve Strickland type of like trajectory. You know, like when Swerve signed, it didn't hit right away. You know,
I like having big names all around the card, man. It makes the show. It makes an 8-hour show go by a little faster. You know?
Maybe.
Why is Okada the Continental Champion? Because he's going to have great Continental matches. Oh, why is
they say go out there for 20 minutes, and he goes out there for 20 minutes and gives you the best 20 minutes of the night. Him and Kyle Fletcher went out there tonight for literally exactly 20 minutes. Fucking sickening. It's an incredible match.
And those were the arguments I saw. Why? Like, what was the point of shelling out all the money for Okada if he wasn't going to be the fucking like massive superstar that they made him out to be? And I'm just like,
that's ridiculous.
Because you're gonna get the Kenny and Okada match. That's coming. You know, they're gonna do that at some point. You know, you're gonna get. I mean, look at the possibilities. You got Okada Swerve, Okada Kenny, Okada Takeshita, which it looks like the position that they're going in. You have so many dream matches. Like John said, you got so many guys spread out around the card. Will Ospreay's in the upper mid card right now. You know,
keep him away from Okada for a long time. I don't need to see that match again. Ospreay. Seen Ospreay Okada, I feel like 8 million times. But actually,
the last like 3 years they were in New Japan, they fought each other like 10 times. It was ridiculous.
But so that was something I wanted to talk about. That was funny to me that they have to deal with that kind of thing now, and it's like, it's not even like this is some gross overpayment. Like, what the fuck do you know about what Swerve is doing for AEW? Man. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I'm very happy though. I'm very happy to see Swerve in this position. Like, that's really fucking cool. That's so cool. He never would have got this in WWE, man. Never. Did you see that bullshit they had him doing in NXT? That was his future. Triple H literally saw him and said, "You could do the rap thing." What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Just because I rap in real life don't mean I want to do it on wrestling too. Then you fuck up his music prospects. Now I'm doing bad TV rapping and I can't do real rap. Like, fuck.
You struck me with top dollar.
No, but for real. But yeah, no, great shit. Great for Swerve, great for Daniel Garcia. Greg and I talked about Bash in Berlin on a rare post show that had Greg on it. So we don't have to go too far in depth. But I did want to bring up that I thought it was a pretty good show. I had a lot of fun with it.
It was solid.
It wasn't anything like mind blowing. It wasn't like, oh, all these crazy plot twists, but it was like a really good, fun event. I had fun. Predictable matches, but they were fucking well performed. I had a good time. Mac, what did you think of Bash in Berlin?
So since I'm a staple now on Friday Night Mac John on Friday nights, I tend to make it a point when I'm at work on Saturday on overtime to watch the pay-per-view if it's, like at the Smack. So I'm not watching every pay-per-view, but if I find something intriguing, I'll watch it. I thought that Kevin Owens' character work in the Cody Rhodes match was incredible.
Sure.
I thought that him wanting to be the old Kevin, but also not wanting to be the old Kevin at the same time. When he kicked Cody's knee out from underneath him outside, and then had that existential crisis on the outside where he didn't want to capitalize on it and ultimately cost him a match. I thought that was really good, but it's also Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens is just fucking incredible at everything he does. Anything WWE says to Kevin Owens, hey, we're going to have you go out there and jerk the curtain for 15 minutes. Go do it. He kills it. We're going to have you in the middle of the card. He kills it. Main event. He kills it. So I think playing up the knee injury in that match really made that match more intriguing. I would have been excited for it if it was just Kevin and Cody and they were having like a friendly match and whatever. But Friday, when they came out and they put that little wrinkle in it that, I know that your knee is hurt. I thought that was exceptional, and I really thought that Kevin did a really, really good job in that match.
Yeah. I sometimes like am very interested by some of the logics that go into like the booking and character stuff there, and it's more the idea that like of the way ideologies have shifted about the way a babyface acts then versus now. It's a very classic idea to say, I'm not going to attack your obvious weak point combatant, sir. Well, that's even though that's an attitude I don't think a lot of people share now. You can go back to the whole Osprey thing where it's like I don't think a lot of people share your sympathy for not doing this cool move like. At the same time, I think it's also always very interesting to see how different that is from stuff like the past, where it's like you'd say, like, oh, the babyface never attacks from behind, but these days it's like, yo, if you turn your back, it's your fault. Like, there's no sympathy for that sort of idea. So to put on a story where Kevin doesn't want to attack an obvious weak point, at least for his own reason of he's scared of it being too easy, is a decent way of going about that.
Yeah.
I like how they
too that they both happened at the same time.
And said that he was that he thought that he was he said he felt unfulfilled because he had Triple H basically hand him the Universal title the first time.
Yeah.
And I like how he said that. And he said, I'll feel the same way if I attack your knee. And I don't want to feel it. I want to feel like I'm the Universal or the Undisputed WWE Champion. I don't want to feel like I got this through nefarious means. And I can't say enough good things about Kevin. I thought he killed it.
They can't wait for him to leave. Hey, what's up, Logan James? Thanks for joining us.
Yo.
I think he likes it.
Yeah, I know. He is. He definitely is. Listen, the guy, like,
who can't wait for him to leave?
I said I can't wait for Kevin Owens to leave, but he's not going anywhere. But he loves that damn company.
Oh yeah, I don't ever see him leaving.
But he peaked here, man. He should fucking go. Come back in fucking 4 years. Come back in 3 years. Stop playing.
That's the other thing I think about Kevin Owens in that company. I think there is no I don't think there's any more upward trajectory for him in that company.
There really isn't. He's
he's just a guy there that is great to plug into situations, and he's a veteran that they have that he has the trust of, or rather that the company has the trust of. You know what I mean?
it changes everything if he leaves and comes back. I mean, if he leaves, he goes does a bunch of cool things, and then when they bring him back, they kind of has a lot of more upward trajectory, like you said. I wanted to come up with something different so it didn't sound so redundant, but it didn't happen. So,
I mean, we even speculated on this show, John, that right before WrestleMania 38, when he had signed that contract, 2019, when he had signed that 5-year contract, that they had to have put something in that contract, and we all speculated that it was the main event with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 38. So they're really going to have to sweep the pot this time around, because with all these wrestlers getting all this,
he had this
money, you know.
Do you hear this? The way
he had the same thing last week when his headphones died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on.
I was like, am I bugging the fuck out right now?
You're not, sir.
Scare everybody, but
Any better now?
Well, no, you sound like a fucking robot. You scared the shit out of me.
Can you hear me now? Am I good?
Yeah, we hear you. It's just got this. It had this like monstrous sound. Same we had last week.
Before you were a demon. Now, talk.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
Now you inhale the helium balloon.
All right, hold on.
No, wait. Come back.
No, you're fine.
You're fine. I think you're fine. It was earlier.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're a lot better than you were earlier.
So what I was saying was when they put that 2019 contract in front of Kevin Owens, it had to have something in it where that made him sign besides the money. And I thought that was the WrestleMania 38 main event against Stone Cold Steve Austin, which he's been talking about wanting to have a match with him. Now WWE is really going to have to step up and either give him an exorbitant amount of money, because AEW is overpaying for wrestlers now. They'll definitely overpay for somebody of the caliber of Kevin Owens. Or say, hey, man, we got a title run ready for you, like a year-long title run or something.
I don't think that would be a huge loss to the company, though, at this point.
I also disagree that they're being overpaid. I think wrestlers are underpaid. I think they've been underpaid for a long time. You know, I learned something recently listening to Dave Meltzer. I didn't know that WWE paid wrestlers so little compared to what they make percentage-wise, especially compared to what other sports and even UFC does. And UFC
definitely compared to other sports.
Yeah,
it's kind of sickening a little bit. They could die out there. I think if Tony Khan wants to pay his wrestlers like fucking football players, then he should change. He should fuck WWE's whole game up when it comes to the pay scale. Change this world for the wrestlers. Make their fucking shit worth it. They're generating enough money.
I mean, look at when UFC fighters get fight of the night, they get like $25,000 bonus.
The demon is back.
Yeah.
Mac, you brought a demon with you.
Jesus. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go out and come back again. All right, hold on.
Scary.
I think it's funny you mentioned that, because then like the topic that comes up so often is that the UFC guys make so much less than the boxing guys.
It's the percentage of what they're paying them compared to what they make. It's crazy. I forgot the numbers, but they're being sued for that right now. TKO is, right? UFC.
They are in an antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah, if they lose that shit, WWE's fucked too. That'd be great.
It might still be.
I mean, money wise for the wrestlers, man, I want them to win.
I get that. I totally get that. I mean, as far as like the pay scale, like I don't know. The most important thing to me in that situation is, in order for it to have any to leave any mark, they'd have to stick around.
Yeah.
Am I still a demon, guys?
No, you're a normal
Not yet.
person again. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, it's exorbitantly important that they stick around, because like if they just go under in a few years, then that change in pay scale won't have any like stick.
Yeah.
Before I turned into a demon earlier, I was saying that UFC fighters get $25,000 bonuses for fight of the night. You know.
Yeah.
And, that's like it's like a quarter of like what a guy just coming out of NXT is making. You know, so it's like Jesus, dude, you're giving me $25,000 to fight of the night, and you think $4 million is overpaying a wrestler? It's like, all right, man, whatever.
I think Swerve is getting like 9 and 10 for like 4 years. It's crazy. They changed his life. They just gave him insane. But hell, look what he's done. He still feels like, I mean, usually sometimes you get scared for a guy when they lose the title. I'm not scared for Swerve at all. Like, I think he's gonna be just fucking fine.
Oh yeah.
I think it depends on the company.
That's true. That's also
he'll have
true.
He'll have another time. And the thing about Swerve is that he's so legit right now that you could literally put the title back on him sometime soonish, and he would still feel legitimate. It would be like, oh, okay, it's back on Swerve, cool.
Yeah. What was I thinking? I think that's it's also an interesting situation where it's like, if you want to start handing out contracts like that, you need to be a little smarter about how many guys you have on that roster and how many of them is. No, not everyone's making that much, but like, I think you still have. Maybe I don't know if the AEW contracts are doing this, but I'm assuming because it became industry standard on that level that everyone's on a guaranteed deal.
Yeah, they are.
And that's still a thing you have to consider. Like, if people are sitting at home and you're paying them,
I'd say get rid of Miro immediately.
Hey, look at it this way though. They brought in Ospreay, they brought in Mercedes Moné, they brought in Okada.
Exactly, get rid of Miro.
I would much rather have. I would much rather have them than fucking shitty doo-doo crap from a butt, fucking Lexus King and Ethan Page in my company. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Ethan Page belongs to any company, but
fuck. He's okay. Oh,
dude,
yeah.
they had Lexus King go over the guy who was just challenging for their NXT title like a month ago. Like, the fuck.
Lexus King is just not clicking. But listen, we'll see. We'll fucking see. One last thing I wanted to talk about, which is really funny that I forgot to put this on the poster, but Odyssey Jones. What the fuck?
Hey.
What the fuck?
Hey.
Crazy,
so John,
bro.
I think you made it good, John. I think you made the best point out of everybody. This guy is so fucking strong. Like, he's lifting like 500, 600, 700 pounds.
800, Mac. Yeah. 800 plus.
And he's getting arrested for domestic violence. Like you said, put him under the fucking jail.
Well, to be clear,
he wasn't arrested.
He was not arrested. There's no record of an arrest. There was a rumor of an arrest with a person that had his real name in another state, and that really happened. That really happened. There was a person with his name in another state who got arrested for domestic violence, but it wasn't him. And there was a Twitter account in July
I saw
that was posting about how Odyssey Jones had beat them and how they almost killed them, and it kind of got ignored mostly. And that's all that we know on the outside. We don't know what WWE found to decide that they want to get rid of him immediately.
When they signed him originally, I remember very vividly that there were people online saying that he was mixed up in some like misconduct and abuse allegations, and people don't know why he was signed to the company in the first place and stuff like that. So when I heard that when I sent that thing to the Dirt Sheet Radio group text that said that Odyssey Jones was removed from the page, and you were like, oh shit, I kind of had a feeling that something had been found. I wasn't exactly sure, but I kind of had a feeling something went down.
I just like Max said. I just think like he's a big boy. Not only that, but he's actually just freakishly strong. So I hope he wasn't punching no ladies because they're gonna fucking. He was punching them in the dust.
Yeah.
Jesus.
One of those is like, like what the fuck, bro? That dude can lift a house, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. He's gone though. As quick as he fucking showed up after 2 years. Yo, bro, they drafted him to Raw 2 years ago. Waited 2 years. He got injured, I think. He didn't have a match for like 2 years. Finally gets back on television. What? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? He got to be on TV.
Yeah.
And that's legendary. Fly high, Odyssey Jones. Fly high.
My God.
Dude, seriously.
Legendary. Get the fuck out of here, you big dumbass.
And it was it was a pretty prominent storyline too. It looked like they were leading to the breakup of the New Day.
Finally getting a push and you do some dumb shit like that.
I'm more happy that like that program's dead for this.
I don't think I liked it in the first place. But
I didn't like the idea that like something so like petty and dumb would like get in between them. Like I don't know, you don't have a friendship gimmick that lasts that long, and it's just like who's this other?
You didn't tell me you were bringing someone to the podcast. I don't think I don't know. I'm gonna turn on you. I'm gonna turn on you.
Yeah, you didn't tag me because Odyssey was the closest guy to the tag. So I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
And it's like the New Day have tagged so many people. Why is this the thing now?
Listen, know, right? He's big too. You want to call him Big O like Big E? I don't like this.
Oh yeah, like Jesus Christ, Big O. That's a name you want to put down.
Yeah, actually is really funny. But yeah, no, fuck him. He's good. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, and like I said, you want to say if true, but I want to believe that they wouldn't have fired him if they didn't have something. I really hope it isn't off like tweet. I can't imagine it's off those random anonymous tweets.
I can't imagine it was, you know, that Twitter account, because that could be anybody, dude. You know.
Xavier.
I'm willing to bet that there was something that like that went down in that conversation, which is just like if you can't give us these assurances, we have to let you go.
Can you stop? Yeah. Can you give us a guarantee that you can stop punching women? And then he punches her again. Get out of here! Call the fucking cops.
Can you assure us that you'll never strike a woman again, sir? You're gone.
He's just swung on Sarah.
Or even if it's oh Jesus Christ, that's a foolish idea. Or even if it's just something fucking performative, like look, we just need you to go to this fucking sensitivity thing or whatever. Like we just need it to look like you're doing something.
It couldn't have been me, man. I'd have been in that office like Stone Cold. No.
Oh God.
Pete is wild.
No, I'm in here. Like no, you're gonna send me to training or something. Fix me.
How many of you guys in here have heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I'm not gonna punch my wife because she probably fucked me up anyway. I'm not.
John, have you seen the very emotional scene at Takayama Empire 3?
Oh man, that was like my heart. Suzuki.
That shit.
Yoshihiro Takayama I did see that. Yoshihiro Takayama is wheelchair bound right now. Mm-hmm. And these events, these Takayamanias, are held partly to raise money for him and partly just respect. And so this is the third one now?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so, yep.
They brought him out. I think this is the first time he's actually been on Because I feel like he was in the hospital. He's been in the
Yeah.
hospital.
This is the first time he's been on one since they started. Yeah.
And they bring him out, and everyone is in the ring, and they're all surrounded him. It's all respectful, and Suzuki fucking challenges him to a match, and they ring the bell. It's a ceremonial thing, and he's like, you know what? When you're able to get up, we'll fucking finish this. And it's great. You can see Takayama like he's like trying to get out of the chair. It's
like Suzuki's in the ring challenging him to stand out of his chair and fight him.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the hug that he gave him? Like that's his fucking boy, dude.
That's his boy, yeah.
He really
100%.
He visits him all the time. He brings him things. He makes sure that he's good.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great relationship.
We knew some guys when they tried to like raise money and they went to Japan for Wrestle Kingdom, and like they had to hand money personally to Suzuki for like Yoshihiro Takayama.
Yeah. It's a cool thing. I think Suzuki's gonna be there for him the whole time, and that's great to see. But
there was a section of Twitter saying that it was cruel and why would he do that? And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up.
I don't think you understand the culture, homie.
Yeah, that's uncultured. They don't understand the culture, but not only that, they can't even understand that there's a different culture.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, bro, you think they would really just wheel Takayama in there, not under his own like will, and be like, yeah, you're gonna do this, you know? He was like, nah, bro, get me in there. I'm gonna try to stand my fucking ass up.
Lance Archer posted a comment to this moment that we're talking about. He basically said, "This makes me sad and happy at the same time." Takayama and I tagged a bit in New Japan, and one of my greatest memories in Japan was being at a sponsor dinner and being handed the phone and hearing a gravely Japanese voice sing "Happy Birthday" to me in English. It was Takayama-san. That's awesome.
That's great.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's great. But it was a really touching moment.
It was, yeah. Like I can only recall one other one that got me that much, and even though it was like super edited, there was like a clip of Hayabusa very labored, but actually like being able to walk into the ring for the first time.
Oh, really?
I like to imagine you did a Phoenix Splash. What the fuck?
Yeah, like that. It reminded me of that, and it's a moment you kind of hold on to. Like you don't unsee that shit.
I think the great thing about wrestlers, I think the great thing about clips like this is that it gets people, well, some people that have a full brain in their head, to go like, oh, who is this Takayama guy? Let me look him up, and it just furthers his legend and furthers his legacy. Kind of like when Will Ospreay came out with the Hayabusa gear, because I feel like Hayabusa doesn't get enough credit for being like an innovator, doing all of these moves before they were popularized by more popular wrestlers in like America and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just feel that's what I like to take out of this. I don't like to take out of the negativity of, oh, why is he in the ring doing that while the guy's in a wheelchair? I go, no, there's somebody out there that's watching Fry and Takayama right now and fucking having a great time.
I was trying to see something. Hey, Sue sent me something in the chat, and I couldn't see what it was in time. But yeah, no, he also brought up the thing about Art or I don't know the fucking guy, the Dancing with the Stars dude.
Artem.
Artem.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, he went to jail for abusing Nikki Bella, and she'll be divorcing him. That's not really something we usually talk about. But
Yeah.
I said to John, like, this dude's about to fucking organize the first AEW WWE Forbidden Door event.
Yeah, right in his backyard.
Homie, do you know her friends?
Yeah. You know what I
Jesus.
What I took away from that is that the TMZ had the 911 phone call, and he apparently called 911, waited like 5 minutes and then called them back and said, "No, never mind." So that leads me to believe.
All you do is make it worse.
And by doing that, it leads me to believe that he knocked her out and thought that he might have killed her, and then when she woke up, you know.
I don't want to.
I don't want to think that, but it just. You don't call.
I know when I saw that. I know when I saw that detail, I said immediately to John, like they're just gonna come faster.
What do you mean? No, put the fucking light on.
Like at first it was like, oh man, I wonder what's going down. Like, you know what? Maybe you don't have to come back. Okay, there's a problem. Fuck it, let's floor it.
Take your gun out. It happened in Yountville. Yountville is a small. I drove buses up there through Yountville. Yountville has like one main street.
I don't trust a city named Yountville.
Yountville. It's a yaunt. I don't know what yaunt actually is. But you basically drive into. Sometimes I'll skip that town. I said, fuck that, and I'll just drive right by it.
It sounds like it's worth it.
It's a wine country. It's a resort town. They have a
I see.
And it's interesting. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. I drive through there, and that happened. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you in my area, Twinkle Toes. I'll fuck you up.
He was apparently upset that Dancing with the Stars didn't renew his contract. So
that is that. Could you imagine? I'm gonna beat my wife because I can't dance on TV. I'm gonna beat not only one of the most famous, but one of the most beautiful women in the world because I can't dance on a fucking show anymore. It's crazy.
Do you know the friends she has? They were much bigger than you.
Yeah,
I'm saying it. All of them, much larger.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Glenn. You might know him as Kane.
Hello, I love Donald Trump. Kane,
hello.
What the fuck? Holy shit! Get the fuck out of here!
Holy shit! Is that Glenn Kane?
Glenn Kane.
I was telling John like you just see fucking John Cena's car roll up, and once he gets to the yard, fucking Brian has had him, and then the car unlocked for like 3 minutes already. Going, what took so long?
But that's us, man. That's Dirt Sheet Radio. That's the last 7 days. Those are the biggest things. If you're not done with that, you're a freak. It is fucking 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in New York.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, no, it's 4:30 a.m. in New York.
But if you're listening to this on delay, then I'm sorry you had to listen to it in 2 parts. It's Nick's fault. Blame Nick. And if you're listening to it on the audio, then you don't have to worry about shit. You're a beautiful soul. Listen, but that's not it. Jersey Radio, man. We have daily podcasts, daily post shows. On Mondays, we come on after Monday Night Raw. On Tuesdays, we come on after NXT. On Wednesdays, after Dynamite. On Thursdays, after Impact. On Fridays, after SmackDown. We do NXT Level Up. Our boy Tyler and CJ's Level Up Adventure. 3NT Talking Wrestling on Sundays. And, of course, this flagship show, the
Mothership.
The Mothership. The Dirt Sheet Radio podcast, newscast. It's just us 3. Also, this Saturday, AEW All Out. We're doing our post show. Hopefully, there's no muffin scrum. But listen,
muffin scrum.
Thank you all.
Oh man, I thought like, oh, we made it out of All In clean, and I was like, no, there's still one show.
There is still one show. We'll see. But thank you all for joining us. We'll see you